This title is narrated with virtual voice, computer-generated narration for audiobooks. Child of a Swan, by David Burnett. The rain is full of ghosts. Marta opened the door even before I rang the bell. "Hi, Mom." She smiled as she stepped back, allowing me to enter, and standing in our entrance hall, she held out a copy of Edward Barrett's new release, and then she was gone. "You found one," I exclaimed. The commentator on NPR had declared that copies of Barrett's new title would be snapped up so quickly on release day they would be difficult to find. Since I had read every book he had ever published, I had planned to dash out tonight after dinner in search of one. After all, the review in Sunday's Times had concluded with an irresistible teaser, and "Then She Was Gone" is written as a letter of apology to Barrett's daughter. An apology Barrett cannot deliver in person since he has not seen her in well over a decade, and he does not even know if she is still alive. An apology. I'd shaken my head in disbelief. Barrett had published an apology. To his daughter. To me. "When she was driving us home this afternoon," Marta added, "Ashley's mom stopped at that small, musty bookstore near my school. I asked her to look for a copy, and she snagged their last one. She told me that she and a young woman placed their hands on it at the same time, but after a brief struggle, well, she was no match for Ashley's mom." Surely she was joking about the woman, but I thought it to be a good sign. Though Barrett's novels traditionally sold well on release day, if an independent bookseller in suburban Charlotte had sold out by mid-afternoon, then the reviewer had been correct. Copies must have flown off the shelves of Barnes and Noble stores in large cities. It was a sure indication, I thought, that another title by Edward Barrett soon would join the 20 others that had graced the Times bestseller lists, 5 of them in the last decade. I would have snatched the book from Marta's hand, but a bag containing my laptop hung over one shoulder. I gripped dry cleaning in my left hand, and I juggled an apple pie and a bag of oatmeal cookies, both from a bakery near my office, in my right. All in the hope of making it in from the car in a single trip. "Be careful, Mom. Let me help you." As Marta reached for the pie, I stepped forward to take the book. My heel caught on the threshold, and as I tripped, twisting my ankle and almost dropping both the laundry and my laptop, I yelped, and my eyes blurred with tears. Marta grasped my arm to steady me. She relieved me of the pie and the cookies, and ignoring the pain in my ankle, I reached for the book. "Are you all right, Mom?" I winced as I put weight on my ankle. Then I took a deep breath and closed my eyes. "I'm fine." My ankle throbbed. "Let me sit down for a minute, and I'll be fine." Marta's eyes remained fixed on me. "The book was shelved as a memoir, Mom." When I had read that my father was publishing and Then She Was Gone, I knew Marta would hear about the content of the book even if she never read it. We had talked of some of the events I suspected, events that I feared would be included, and interpretations my father might make of them, forcing me to find ways of describing behaviors I likely would never have mentioned to her otherwise. We discussed the various genres that the book might take, and the differences among them. "Sounds right." I noted the concerned expression on her face, and I forced a smile, wanting her to believe the book's genre was of no concern to me, but as she turned away and headed toward the kitchen carrying the pie and the cookies, my shoulders sagged. A memoir. Not contemporary fiction like his other work. I bit my lower lip. My father had written about us, him and me, our lives, our relationship. The pre-publication press releases had made this clear. But the idea, the hope, my prayer, that my father had couched our lives in plausibly deniable fiction, seemed to be nothing more than a pipe dream, wishful thinking. No, in place of fiction, he had written a memoir. I rolled my eyes and sank into a chair in the entrance hall. The room reminded me of one in the house where I grew up, a small room rather than simply an extension of the front porch, where one might remove her coat or park an umbrella. A lamp on the small table beside the chair provided enough light to chase away the evening shadows, and beside the lamp, I had placed a crystal vase of roses from our garden.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.